LSU. Game one of this Super between the University of Kentucky and your LSU Fighting Tigers. Let's check on Super Regional action all across the country as that's presented by Visit Baton Rouge. We're ready, are you? And with that, latest scores, here is former Tiger champ Doug Thompson. Doug?
Thanks, Chris. And game one today for the Tigers, and of course 3 other Supers start off today. 4 Supers started yesterday. We'll start with a recap of what happened there. Oregon won in a nail-biter 9-8 over Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts once led that game 8-0, the first time in the history of Super Regional play that a team has trailed by 8 and given up that lead. Game 2 will be later on today. Duke won game 1 over Virginia 5-4 yesterday, led by Giovanni DiGiacomo, former Tiger, and Virginia leads game 2 12-3, so it looks like a winner-take-all match tomorrow is suiting up. That game right now is in the 8th inning. Yesterday, Florida won game 1 over South Carolina by a score of 5-4. Game 2 scheduled for 3 o'clock Central today. Other games that will start today will be Wake Forest and Bama. That Super is now underway. Wake Forest leads Bama early in game 1 by a score of 1-0. Later on today, Tennessee and Southern Miss will throw their first pitch at 2 o'clock Central Time in Hattiesburg. Also today, TCU won game 1 yesterday by a score of 4-1 over Indiana State. Game 2 will be today at 5 o'clock Central Time. Of course, you have what's about to unfold here in Baton Rouge. Wake Forest just took a 2-run lead over Alabama. It's now 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The only other regional is that Texas-Stanford regional, which will start today at 5 o'clock Central. That's the 4th one today. That will be game 1, Chris.
All right, thank you, Doug. That's around the Super Regionals presented by Visit Baton Rouge. We're ready, are you? Just as Doug Thompson was running down the list, they came into the booth to let us know there is a weather delay for this game. Literally
timing.
just decided moments ago. In fact, they have not announced it. Here it comes. Bill Franquez, the public address announcer here at the box, is now letting the fans know that this game has been moved into a weather delay. Again, no indication if it's a 30-minute window, 45-minute window, or we are just going to sit here and monitor the situation similar to last week in the regional action. But we do know now this game will not get underway with a first pitch at 2 o'clock, just now being told to those in attendance here at Alex Box Stadium. So both coaches meeting with their teams. LSU now has gone back into their locker room. Kentucky just notified they're going to come clean out their dugout, and they are expected to leave the premises.
Well, I tell you, with all the concern, right? I mean, we got the starting lineups here. Paul Skeens was slated to pitch for the Tigers, and we were talking about that weather rolling in. I mean, worst case scenario for LSU today would be Paul Skeens to run out there and toss 25, 35, 40 pitches and get through 2 innings, and then here comes the thunderstorms. We jokingly said about 30 minutes ago, Chris, if the thunderstorms and lightning are going to come, they need to come right now. And here we are 30 minutes later, and you can see the clouds are starting to come a little bit. They're getting gray. If you look over to our right, it looks like some rain is starting to come in. So this is actually perfect timing, Buzz, would you say, for LSU's pitching situation?
Yeah, you know, the only thing that could really obviously be a big hurting factor for LSU is if Paul Skeens has a situation that Ty Floyd ran into last weekend where he goes 3 or 4 innings, the game's close, he throws 60 or 50, 60, 70 pitches, and 2 hours later, he's done. That's the worst case scenario. So you said it best, Doug. If it's going to rain, if it's going to lightning, do it now before Skeens is getting loose down in the bullpen and warming up. And I haven't seen him yet out on the field, Doug.
No.
I don't know if he tossed earlier, but bad luck being that we're not going to be able to play on time, but maybe not so bad luck for LSU moving forward.
How about this? A silver lining in the dark clouds
There you go.
is that you didn't get underway and have Skeens out there with play halted, because that, as Doug mentioned, that was the first thing we said to each other when we arrived today, was looking at the radar, looked like there was a chance for afternoon thunderstorms, because guess what? It's South Louisiana and it's June. That's what happened. So we all said, as long as you don't get Skeens out there and then have to burn him after a delay, that would be the best case scenario. So again, as you put it, not going to start at 2 o'clock, but it means that we're told, going to look for a perfect window to play this. That may be in the next couple hours. That may be later tonight. And so we'll just have to wait and see. They want to play this game, but both coaches adamant that they want to play it without any halt, or as best as they can guess, no stop in action. So that's where we are. We just came on the air, and now we're going to send it back to our affiliates all across the state of Louisiana. A weather delay, indefinite at the moment. That's what we're told. No 30-minute window, no hour window. It's just indefinite at the moment. Again, the radar not looking good for the next 30 to 45 minutes nonetheless, but it could be that way for the rest of the afternoon. We invite you to stay tuned via Twitter at LSU Baseball, at LSU Baseball on Facebook, and of course at LSUsports.net. They will have the very latest on the timing and when we will get to action here from Baton Rouge to start this Super Regional. Again, play halted due to a weather delay. We'll have you back here as soon as we find out we can hit the air and play ball. Until then, this is the LSU Sports Radio Network.